The Scarlet Brotherhood have a massive secret. Yeah, that's right. Not only are the Scarlet Crusade cocked and probably the best dungeons, they have the best dungeons in what is classic WoW. I'll never forget the Scarlet Monastery, my favorite shit. But they are returning in a major way, and this may be hinting even more that our next expansion could have some undead shit going on in it. Could have some Scourge going on in it. You know, Blizzard did tweet this out. BlizzCon is coming. Very much winter is coming. Winter, Northrend, Scourge. Hey, you never know. We did destroy one of the greatest things in World of Warcraft, and that was our domination. Let's see what Bellular has to say here about the Scarlet Crusade.
Lordaeron is the ancestral home of humanity. Many were risen, now forsaken. Others fell to the Worgen curse. Now it is an insane patchwork of races fighting over the scraps left by the Scourge. That is until the Forsaken war machine conquered half, and the Alliance conquered the other half. But the Forsaken are rather broken, and the Alliance's hands are bound by an armistice. Into this vacuum steps the Scarlet Crusade, and not just the ones we dealt with in their heritage quests. In fact, they have a big future in Lordaeron, bigger than anyone may expect. Here's a tease. Scarlet propaganda is rife in Tirisfal and Silverpine. The last few humans are now joined by thousands of refugees able to return to their homeland. And at the core is a radical group called the Scarlet Brotherhood, who not only think they have a claim to Lordaeron, but also have a true Menethil heir in hiding, ready to take the throne.
That's right.
Gang wants his lands back.
That's right. Yeah, they think there's some kind of like, another Menethil. They're not talking about Kalia, who's now undead, and for sure the Scarlet Crusade don't like her anymore. They don't believe in that shit. Once you die to them. But they have somebody who's another Menethil. This is exciting.
Yet can't step on the horde whilst this peace is lasting. But now Lordaeron is full of humans agitating for the Alliance's return. Suddenly the Scarlet Crusade is weakening the Alliance's geopolitical rival, but those Scarlets are not to be trusted. Meanwhile, from Northrend comes a blast from the past, because after 15 years stuck in the ice, the Scarlet Onslaught returns. They are setting their sights in Stratholme Harbour. The very docks that Arthas left from in his journey to become the Lich King will welcome home those once mad enough to try and hunt him, now setting their sights
man. This is
on Warcraft's cradle of humanity. The Scarlet Crusade is coming back. How do we know this? Well,
man, you know what? Like Blizzard just announced Chris Metzen was coming back full time as like the creative, a director of Warcraft in the universe that is World of Warcraft, and the Scarlet Crusade coming back at the same time to like purge the earth of all the fucking furries and bitches out there. Oh my god, I love this. This is exciting. This is the return of war and Warcraft. This is the return of, crazy zealots beheading their enemies. Like somebody said, big, hairy, sweaty men, maybe big, hairy, sweaty Worgans too, who knows? But this feels like a return to form. And, goodbye Dragon Tails. Hello blades and shields and clashing of armor. Oh my god.
I'm getting
too excited. It's too early in the morning for this shit.
Who have seen it with their very own eyes. Just like you with your very own eyes have seen today's sponsor. Save money, access more content, and be more secure with NordVPN.com/Bellular.
Oh my, it's another hint, guys. Hint at the next expansion. We got Scourge, we got everything. What does this look like? NordVPN. This looks like Icecrown Citadel. Confirmed right here. Scourge.
My link gets you 4 months for free on a 2-year plan, and you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, Nord lets you browse the web as if you are anywhere. That lets you do a lot of things. This time, traveling.
Everything's a hint
Ticket
now.
prices for
Everything's
things
a
like
hint.
Cars. They are optimized based on regional demand and a whole bunch of other things like an airline's home country, national wealth. So if you clear your cookies,
this is not the new expansion. This is
to shop
talks
around,
about the Scarlet Crusade in
benefit
specific and what's going on with
price
them right
differences. Now, as you may be able to guess from the background, I am not in Belfast right now. So, of course, between accessing stuff at home without setting off security, getting the best pricing, Nord's dead handy. They keep you private, stop your ISP from snooping about your data.
Like he just woke up before he did this ad.
Threat protection services and really cool new things like MeshNet. The app and the browser extension are all super easy to use, and you can get the best offer, right, which is 4 bonus months for free in a 2-year plan at NordVPN.com/Bellular Gaming, where there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So, a big thanks to Nord for supporting us for all of this time. With that said, let's go.
Let's go, yeah. How dead are they? Okay.
The Forsaken Heritage Quest brought back one of their arch-enemies, the Scarlet Crusade, led by Commander Forsyth, who we don't have that much information on. Forsaken Commander Belmont believes that he is one of the old guard with the numbers and the tactics that we've not seen since the glory days of the Crusade. They have an Inquisitor, a Houndmaster, and even a group of Archmagi.
A Houndmaster.
Not random mages, no, Archmagi, people who have perfected their craft. They have a network throughout Silverpine. They have training grounds. They took and fortified Fenris Isle. So this is not a desperate group in the edge. They are armed and they are dangerous. So the question stands, is this the dying grasp of the Crusade? Because Belmont says they have been defeated many times in Northrend, in the Plaguelands, but that there's always some old commander or new opportunist ready to take up the Scarlet
like
banner.
a Hydra, cut off one head, two more grow its blades.
This is not some random resurgence. This is perfectly timed, and it has a vision behind it. Forsyth calls it a new Lordaeron, one that is for the living. That is different to the apocalyptic worldview of the vanilla Crusade. They don't just want to burn everything down, they also want to build. That shows us that just because, while the Forsaken managed to kill these Scarlets, everything that fed into their creation still exists. Something to note during the
ideals
Heritage
continue
is
on.
that
That's
the
right.
Scarlet Archmagi are keeping portals open for Scarlet reinforcements, clearly showing that those Scarlets are coming from somewhere. They clearly have another stronghold. And this leads to one thing: eviction notices for the Forsaken. It's what we see, and it's the same game played by a secretive group called the Scarlet Brotherhood. They did this during the Fourth War. The Brotherhood is not on Fenris Isle, and the subject matter of their propaganda was not even touched upon during this quest chain, meaning that the Chekhov's gun of the true Menethil heir is currently left unfired. It's sitting on the mantelpiece, ready to be...
Yeah, I was saying, like, the Alliance working together with the Scarlet Crusade has been hinted at. And the only reason why we really haven't seen any of that yet, you know, I mean, I don't think the Alliance typically would work with the Scarlet Crusade or the you know, or what's going on with them. But Anduin's not the leader of the Scarlet Crusade right now. I mean, sorry, Anduin's not the leader of the Alliance right now. Anduin, we said, is in the maw, finger popping his asshole with Sylvanas. So he's gone. And right now we have we have Turellian at the helm of the Alliance. Turellian can be radicalized. I can see him going in that direction. So maybe he, you know, teams up with the Scarlets and they do something not so good and the Alliance gets a bad rap. Blizzard's been hinting at the fact that the Alliance could fuck up soon. This could be it. I personally don't think it'd be a fuck up. I think the Scarlets are awesome. Yeah, shit, let's team up. Let's go crazy. Let's fucking purge this world.
Be relevant in the plot once more. This is also especially relevant now that Kalia Menethil sits on the Desolate Council. So with that said, let's dive into the propaganda. The Forsaken haven't been this weak since they were first created. Without the Banshee Queen's brutality and leadership, their war machine fell apart. Without an unleashed apothecary society, they don't have the new plague as a force multiplier. Until recently, they didn't even have their capital city. Their current truce with the Alliance is of course fantastic, and will help them to rebuild, but not all threats are controlled by the Alliance. The Scarlet Crusade on Fenris Isle did not randomly show up. It was perfectly timed then to take advantage of the Forsaken situation. It's also been building for far longer than anyone suspected. And our first sign of this was the propaganda of the Scarlet Brotherhood.
Oh yeah, from back they were talking shit about Anduin
There are 4 Scarlet
ago.
Brotherhood pamphlets. These were found during Battle for Azeroth, but very much were not commented on by and large by the community. In one called The Traitor King, the Scarlets think that Anduin is selling humanity out, right, to the undead, and this is because he agreed to the gathering in Erithai Highlands, which is one of the events that led straight into the Battle for Azeroth, and also was the first major appearance of the Desolate Council in the lore. They brokered a meeting, right, reuniting living and dead families.
This got all fucked up by
Sylvanas, and led to Kalia death.
Died.
So, the Brotherhood do not support Anduin, which is kind of handy because Anduin isn't about. If not Anduin, who?
Damn, I predicted this shit before Anduin even said it. Look at Sam, I pay attention to fucking lore. Yes, Anduin's not there. That's exactly what I'm saying. So the Scarlets could work their way into the Alliance a little bit here. Could happen. And they're claiming they have a Menethil at the helm? That's amazing. This is good. This is good fucking lore. This is exciting lore.
Gan Greymane. It may sound strange for his many flaws and the fact that he is a Worgen, but looking past that, the Scarlets understand that he hates the Forsaken.
Yeah, he does.
Sylvanas killed his son.
They killed his son.
Yeah. So, he's a great king, at least until the undead are sorted out and the Brotherhood can turn their blades on him. Either by tacitly joining them or merely being useful to their cause, Alliance players may find themselves accidentally playing right into the Brotherhood's hands.
Accidentally? Maybe not. Maybe intentionally. I'd like to see this shit, so I'm going to play right into their daddy hands.
And the more humans that arrive in Lordaeron, the more that will be convinced.
I want to see Lordaeron reconstructed.
At its spiciest, Alliance players could even step out of the Armistice and work with the Brotherhood to reclaim Gilneas. Some may even want to join them. You could imagine a Scarlet Renown track, but I highly doubt Blizzard would ever do such a thing. You know, something about players joining that sort of organization. You know what I mean?
Imagine you got a Renown track for a cult. Oh my god, the fucking Twitter backlash would be insane. How dare you? And like the thing, what kind of things could you get? Some kind of fucking, oh my god, I can't even get it. This shit's too dangerous to even talk about. Yeah, they wouldn't do this. A Renown track to join a cult. Well, what would the fucking first Renown would be? Like, get a Renown for drinking the Kool-Aid? Oh no. It'd be good though. I'd fucking do it, but I'm just saying. You can't
Understandable.
Do that. Not to latest political
layout of the world. It's called the Would-Be Queen. Here, they say Kalia was meant to rule as queen one day, but that hope was taken by a dark conspiracy that Anduin conspired with Sylvanas to murder Kalia and raise her as a light-bound undead.
Damn.
The line goes like this. The traitor Rin seduced the Banshee into staging a fake massacre to lure out the good-hearted Princess Kalia. Then the traitor king had our princess murdered. This is obviously nonsense propaganda, but, you know, you could call this alternative facts. So you may ask then for this Brotherhood, if Kalia is not fit to rule because she's an undead, and again is only a short-term solution, what do they propose? And that is where we get to their last bit of propaganda.
This is
Before the Third War, Kalia married a nobleman of the Erithai bloodline in secret. That bloodline is important because it goes back to the first human kings of Strom, back to the earliest lineage, something to legitimize this child. In fact, Arthas was so prideful, he demanded the whole thing be kept secret. Somehow, the Brotherhood have got this child and have been keeping him safe. So, here's the thing.
Another
One bit's
Menethil.
true, Kalia did have a child before the Third War, but it was not with a noble, it was with an unknown Lordaeron footman. What's going to happen then? Well, a new crusade, led by a young
Kalia got busy with just a regular old NPC. Damn. What a lucky NPC.
radicalized, self-sure man who believes he is heir to the Menethil throne. So, yes, I think you can
Here's
see.
the thing, if the Scarlets have had this kid the entire time, they've probably been feeding him that. You know, they've been telling him, you are the heir to the throne. I wonder if they even told him that his mother is Kalia. Probably not. Or if they did, they said like, oh, that she's your mother, but the thing that stands there now, that undead thing, that's some kind of twisted version of your mother that the undead created, and it's a fucking lie, and you got to kill that shit. Yeah, Anduin loves the undead cooch. Who doesn't, man? Sylvanas shit, I mean.
Commander Forsyth and his lads have been defeated, but he was merely Commander Forsyth. Here are some titles of true Scarlet leaders.
What is it with shaving off the stash and keeping the rest that kind of makes you look like an extremist? I don't know. I mean, he could also just be, what are they called? They make butter and shit. Oh, God. Fuck it. They're great at wood crafting. I can't remember right now. What do they call it? You know, they're nice people. Maybe not all extremists shave the stash off. Amish, yes. Amish, yeah. Yeah, maybe he's Amish. I don't know, but something about shaving the stash and keep it's just not a good look. I don't know. It's not my style. And then again, I'm going bald.
High Lord, High Commander,
about what to do
High
with your
General,
hair.
Grand Crusader. So yes, Commander Forsyth is not exactly that.
Kalia's kid is dead in the Lorville.
No,
not this
there are
lore.
others, and I actually know where at least some of them are.
The Scarlet Onslaught.
Exploring Azeroth Northrend is a book that has one entry on the Scarlet Onslaught. And this is a book that...
Hold on. Another expansion hit. Exploring Azeroth Northrend. I just told you guys maybe we're going back to Northrend. Oh, and then now we're going back into the story here where the last Scarlet, hints of the Scarlet are. Maybe that's where those portals are opening up to that all these Scarlet people are running out of. Maybe the Scarlets have built some kind of settlement in Northrend.
Chronicles The Adventures
Scourge
of Bran
expansion.
and Magni Bronzebeard. Releasing in 2022, this is a modern lore book, and within, the brothers noted that there were still enough Crusaders to cause trouble, and that these Crusaders were actually really active at their ports. They were seen filling ships with supplies. Why would you put supplies in a ship? Obviously, because you want to sail that ship. Where would they sail? Quite obviously, home. And thinking about it, they sailed from Tyr's Hand to Northrend, but coming back, where would they land? Because Arcturus
so it is
still
established
over
in the
Tyr's
lore.
Hand.
They are in Northrend.
A tantalizing option then is Stratholme. These famous dockyards are where Alliance ships were built during the Second War, where Arthas sailed north after the Lich King demanded he return to Northrend and take up the helm of domination. It's also a city with Scarlet history at its very core. It's where Saiden Dathrahan, founder of the Crusade, was killed and possessed by the Dreadlord Balnazar, which really was the moment where the whole Crusade just tipped over the edge into sheer insanity. We also know from exploring Azeroth...
Yeah, we all know, you know, the Scarlet Crusade and all that shit. They fucking went off the edge because their leader turned out to be a Dreadlord and they didn't even know it. So that did happen. What does your knowledge of medieval inheritance law say about Callias' child's claims? Yeah, well, you know, as an attorney, of course I did study medieval law, and here's the thing. His claim to the throne is correct because, by law, the throne belongs to the living. You know, your living heir. You ever hear those terms, the living heir? Well, Callia is no longer a living heir of the Menethils. She's, in fact, an undead heir of the Menethils. So she has no true claim, by medieval law standards, to the throne. Her next of kin would be the child. I'd assume her husband is dead at this point. So yes, Callia's son would be, by medieval law standards, the true claimant and heir to the throne. Yeah. So that you know, by those standards, the Scarlets are correct.
That the Argent Crusade have actually made several unsuccessful attempts to claim Stratholme.
This does not qualify as legal advice.
Somehow, it is still full of fire, death, and scourge that pose a threat. I think you can see one of the most awesome things imaginable in Warcraft, a three-way fight between
Dead and living
the
are
Argents, the
oxymorons.
Scourge,
It can't be
and the
both.
Scarlets. That would be amazing. That would be Warcraft. Talking about Dreadlords then, the Scarlet Onslaught were the most infiltrated sect. Balnazar, of course, possessed Sidon, which led to the Crusade, but shortly before Wrath of the Lich King, another one of their leaders, Bridget, she was like another founding member, right? She had a vision from the light that basically said, bring the fight to Arthas, and that's what began the Scarlet Onslaught. Then, when in Northrend, she got another vision saying a stranger would arrive and that they should trust that stranger.
Okay, see, this guy's still got the stash, so he can't be that extreme. You're only extreme if the stash is gone.
That is when Admiral Baron Westwind showed up. Nobody questioned it when he convinced the Onslaught to begin using void magic, creating the Order of Raven Priests. Westwind, in fact, was Mal'Ganis the whole time. And we're slowly seeing Dreadlords return to Warcraft, with Lord Banehollow and Lord Helmerath showing up in patch 10.1.5
Oh, she walking around
and
demon magic. She's a fucking demon.
Of course, we've previously talked about Dreadlords working for Sire Denathrius before anyone else, which of course will be true for Mal'Ganis, who personally saved Sire Denathrius in Shadowlands.
That's right, the
so
Sire.
If they still have some grand
He's
cosmic
got more Sire
scheme
Daddy.
to do
He's
in
got more
Azeroth,
shit to do.
perhaps they will come back, and if they do, they could pick up some of their old strings, right? The most fanatical followers of the Scarlet Onslaught. And this is where we reach the edge of speculation. But when you bring all of this together into one thing, I think you'll agree that the Scarlets are not down and out. In fact, they have everything they need to thrive in Lordaeron right now. I mean, whenever the player goes in on that Heritage Armor quest, those are strong, elite NPCs. It's only really because Lillian Voss is there that like we're able to clear through all of that stuff. We know that they were summoning reinforcements through these portals from
somewhere. These guys are all hardcore, well-leveled up Scarlet characters.
Is still active and has been loading their boats, preparing to sail. All we need then is for Blizzard to turn their attention back to what made World of Warcraft what it was, and that is the old world. Ultimately, then, the final quest of
blood and sweat, blood and thunder, Loktar Ogar, crazy-ass wars. That's what made it great. And that's what this is. That's why I'm excited.
Forsaken Heritage is called Death to the Living. The objective is to rout the Scarlet Crusade. Rout, that means to make them flee, run away. very much does mean that they are definitely
Reinforcements are
still
coming.
out there.
Yeah.
To me, that is really exciting. And if you want to learn where all of this comes from, you've got to check out our video, War in the Plaguelands. It's currently up on early access for our members and patrons. It will be out shortly.
Oh, well,
it is
we'll
one
check
of the
that out
most
when that
epic
comes out.
stories
Hell yeah.
in all of Warcraft, and it happened between Warcraft 3 and World of Warcraft. That's it from me. Have a wonderful day.
Oh,
Thank you for tuning
shit.
in, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, like, this is one of my favorite Bellular videos in a long time. Don't tell Panda TV this thing came out. You might get angry. I don't know. But, oh my god. The Scarlets coming back. Chris Metzen's coming back. Blood and War is coming back to Warcraft. This is some good-ass lore. This is what I like to see. Goodbye to the days of Dragon Tales and, oh, Sam, Grand Champion and Hero, come light my beacon so we can reestablish our friendship and bring all the dragons back. No. This is about succession. This is a Game of Thrones-esque fight here. A claim for a throne. Wow. A claim for a throne. That's crazy. Kind of sounds like this tweet that Blizzard tweeted out. BlizzCon is coming. What is that? Is that a play on fucking Winter is Coming? From a show called Game of Thrones? Is the next expansion going to be all about the fight for the throne of Lordaeron? Holy fuck, guys. There is a lot coming here. We even got this hint, the freaking Lich King pet, Arthas. Guys, Blizzard's laying it out right in front of us. The Scarlets are coming. The Scourge is running rampant. Who will take the throne of Lordaeron? Find out in the next expansion of World of Warcraft. Jailer's coming back. Man, what a way to fucking end that video. What a way to just deflate my fucking excitement. Thanks a lot, Malden, for throwing that shit out there. All right, moving on.